Let's see. Moving on. This was a little underwhelming. I want to say they were both contender series guys. We got Belagioki and Timothy Kwamba.
Yeah.
That was one of those ones on like the betting, the books. Everything was pointing to this guy Oki by knockout. I think that they just saw a huge ripped black guy and they thought he was going to destroy this kid. Wound up being a pretty good fight.
Yeah,
He had that snappy jab. That was really all he had. He controlled him. It almost was like watching a 3-round boxing match.
Yeah. I don't. For some reason, I don't remember seeing much of that fight.
I feel like you stepped out or something. I don't know. I feel like you weren't watching that one, but it was one of those fights where it was like you knew Kwamba was losing the whole time, but I wasn't really satisfied watching Oki. But I think he'll be okay. I think he got hit hard for the first time in his life too. You remember that because it was like he had that look in his eye.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Or maybe it was when he got taken down.
No, it was when he got taken down. Yeah,
and
Kwamba was on top of him, and he was like, "What?"
It was one of the most confused looks in sports.
Yeah,
so.
no, it really was.
Not too much on that one. I took that one by KO or decision. It was like minus 140. So threw a few bucks on that. That was another win. So at this point now, we're 7 fights into the night. Our only loss is Devin Clark. We're feeling pretty good. Now we have the coming up on the main card almost. 8th fight of the night, Carlos Prates, another Muay Thai guy, against Trevin Giles, a UFC veteran that's fought some like pretty legitimate dudes.
Pretty legit, yeah.
I think Cody Garbrandt, I remember him fighting a couple other fellas, but Giles is old. He's been around. Prates came in at minus 245,
Boom.
And he wasn't winning that fight at all until the last second.
Me and Phil were both like, "Wow, this is
it was
sick.
scary.
Another Thai fighter, like he's doing the Yansan Kums and he's throwing the teeps." But we were
full Muay Thai.
Realized we weren't watching him do anything.
Yeah,
we were just watching the cool footwork that we love and the teeps and the light leg. I mean, that's it.
We fell in love. It was like watching a Mike Messina knuckle curve, honestly, like an Andy Pettit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean,
it was something warm and fuzzy about it, so we were getting fooled. It really...
For pretty much a whole round, we were like, dude, this dude's sick. And then we were like, oh, wait. We looked at the stats and we were like, oh, he's not doing anything. And then, gauge, he just knocks the shit out of fucking...
I'm such an idiot. I see anybody that has 100 fights on their record, I'm like, they're better.
The best, yeah. They're the best fighter ever of all time.
But it's just a whole different sport, man.
No, it really is. Yeah, it really is.
If that guy fought somebody that can grapple... Like, it would have even been worse. But Trevin Giles was beating the hell out of him.
Yeah, he really was. Touching him up, too. Pause.
Yeah.
Touching him up.
But, Prates was, he was setting up that left hand the whole time. They kept saying how fast it was. And second round knockout, one shot, left hand.
Very mean.
He's a southpaw, so it put him right out.
Very mean.
Plus 105, that was a knockout prop that we hit as well.
Needed it.
To hit plus 105 after losing 2 whole rounds was really scary, but huge. I think it was just it was an older bad night, and in the case of this, we were not bad.
It was an oob
just a little bit old. Trevin Giles, old. You get knocked out like that, that's old. He had that fight won.
It's also kind of bad.
That's kind of a shame.
Sometimes it's both.
I think I'll say this is probably the next fight moving forward. I mean, anything else other to say? I mean, shout out Trevin Giles.
Yeah, I mean, he's
look better than what they gave him credit for.
Yeah, listen. We're saying they're bad, but like these dudes are warriors. You know what I mean? Like we talk
bad way to get knocked out.
Yeah, bad. Yeah, for sure. But respect to all fighters, for sure. You know.
Except for
not much else to say. I think we covered pretty much the undercard. Good undercard though, very good.
Yeah, and I was gonna say I don't remember if this was the if they did a 6 fight main card or whatever, but this is either the featured prelim or the first fight on the main card. The lost count. Rodolfo Vieira and Armin Petrosian.
Armin your hoose.
This was a quick one.
Get out of my hoose.
I don't think anybody could have picked this bet. It was a coin flip. Yeah. We just happened to go on the right side, and we stuck with the bread and butter.
Yeah, either Armin was going to stand up and beat him up, Which, I don't know,
Stuff
Rodolfo
the
looks like we didn't watch too much film on Rodolfo, but he looked like his stand-up wasn't that bad either. So, I'm starting to think that Rodolfo is like sick on the ground, but he's also got some decent stand-up too. So maybe, I'm not sure how old he is, but maybe a name to look out for too. He seemed like he was almost a little sussy with those traps and stuff, but he seemed like he knew what he was doing and put Armin Yerhus away pretty quickly.
Yeah, that
was a triangle choke, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Plus 180 by submission.
Yeah, one of those jiu-jitsu guys, just as soon as he got on top of him, he was like, I'm going to choke him now. And it's just like, the guy just like,
Yeah.
He did it real slow, and it was like, the slower they move, the scarier they are.
Just squeezing like a snake.
Yeah, like a fucking...
An anaconda.
Yep.
So, Petrosian unfortunately never had it. Well, for him. Petrosian unfortunately never had a chance. That was a first round submission. Minus 102 sub. Oh, there he is making
Start the show. Yeah, big sub. Took him by sub. So, yeah,
I was getting excited there.
Yeah, I was excited.
So yeah, man, we're that's just another one of many scary Brazilian fighters. Rodolfo Vieira, something to watch.
Yeah.
So
Armin bad, not old. He's like 25.
Armin, yeah, I was gonna say just kind of bad.
Sorry.
He's kind of in the Trevin Giles range where it's just he's fought some good fighters and he can't win and he beats the ones he should fight. So just kind of a fringe fighter, but you never know. Somebody that's not a fringe fighter. 10th fight of the night. We're in double digits. We're officially on the main card.
Woo.
Michael Johnson.
Oh, our boy.
Coming in at minus 146. The books were still confused, as they always are.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's
confused
with Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Dude's a fucking legend. Like, what can we say, you know? He's had so many... I mean, you can count... You need 5 hands to count how many fights he's had that... he's been winning for pretty much 2 or 3 rounds and then gets brutally knocked out. It happened in his last fight, not this fight, but it happened in his last fight. It's happened throughout his whole career, and it almost happened again with like 30 seconds to go in this fight.
Oh, that's right. That? I forgot he was losing.
He eats the knee. He goes to the double leg takedown, eats the knee, and just kind of and like. I remember
he really is unbelievable.
And he was wrestling this guy. I mean, Michael Johnson's a good wrestler for sure. Like he's not just stand up, which everyone thinks he is, but he was wrestling this dude. And he really made a point to take this dude down a bunch of times, and he just caught him with a knee in the final couple of seconds.
Yeah, Darius Flowers. Yeah. Caught him at the end. Otherwise, didn't really do too much.
Didn't really do much.
We didn't even want to do research on this bet, or this fight, I should say.
This was an emotional goal, as we call it.
I think no matter how many times Michael Johnson runs out there, you'll see our money run out there as well.
Yeah. That's it for the boys.
He's a legend. Did Habib say he's the hardest hitting guy he's ever faced? Somebody say something like that?
Somebody said that, yeah.
Did I make that up?
Yeah, no. Someone said that for sure.
He punches hard.
Yeah, he hits people hard.
So, 4 of 8 takedowns, 6 minutes of control.
Ooh.
That'll get him a dub. Unanimous decision.
This guy. That's thanks to the statistician team here at Older Bad.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't look that up on my phone. I was texting.
Yeah. A whole wing of people looking up stats for us. And thanks to our sponsor, of course. We'll get to that later.
This is what we're going to call the flip-flop bet of the night here. Couldn't figure this one out, man. We were back and forth all day. Other than Pyfer and Hermannson, we were pretty much back and forth on the whole time. But
I'd say Pyfer and Hermannson, we were just split.
Yeah, that's true.
This one we were just it was a game time decision.
Greggy, RoboCop Rodriguez, and Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares is almost up there with Michael Johnson for me, but not enough to ultimately get behind him.
I mean, even though Brad's fought a lot of dudes that are OGs as well, I don't have him up there.
He's looked really sussy gussy recently.
Yeah.
Bruno Silva fucked him up in one round.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Who did he fight?
RoboCop.
Oh yeah. So we were thinking the experience was gonna come into Brad when we did our research.
Yeah.
But our Friday afternoon research, but we ended up just drunkenly being like, you know what? RoboCop's huge.
He's gonna fuck him up.
He's gonna blast him. And
12 Coors Light later.
Yeah.
And plus 230 at win by knockout, and also
What happened?
Minus 128 on the under.
What happened, Sean? You missed? Is it someone else? Was it just a car in the dark? Was that it? A random car just pulled in and you're upset? That's not. Wow, no.
Kids on camera. And now just getting excited. I mean, I understand.
Hey,
it's not an easy
exciting.
life. Not an easy
Seeing
life.
that little red light's exciting. That's for sure. But
it's a scary looking person out there. So now we're 11 fights in. No contest mean we're technically 10 fights in. We're 9-1. We're feeling great. And now we have our boy coming out. This was probably the research bet of the night. I shouldn't say probably. It was the research bet of the night. Although we didn't research his opponent. Ihor.
I was like, who are we talking about? Yeah,
Plus
Ihor,
146.
Yes.
Yeah, just a long fucking intro for nothing.
Yeah,
Not even exciting.
No, I was excited, dude. I'm still excited.
Fucking Ihor, dude. We watched that fight, man.
Yeah, against Bellotto, our favorite. Now we're going to be saying his name for the next 15 minutes. We're going to call every fighter Bellotto because it's a fun name to say. But that dude, I don't know his first name, but...
I want to say Robert, but I don't know. Robert Bellotto.
Bobby Bellotto?
Bobby Bellotto.
Really nice.
Nah, it's just Italian. I'm fucking Bobby
Hey,
Bellotto.
fucking
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
dude was made of cement. Ihor's previous opponent. Dude
Yeah,
was made
the
of
guy Ihor
absolute
fought.
titanium, dude. Like, Ihor was hitting him with everything. This guy, I mean, he almost...
Had him dead to rights.
We watched the fight a second in... The fight already concluded. And we watched it, we knew who was going to win, and I was still like, stop the fight, dude, this is horrible. Like, when Bellotto was on his back getting smashed, in the first round, I was like, stop this fight, this is ridiculous. Knowing that Bellotto won. Anyway, that's how crazy it was. And then Bellotto comes back and knocks out Ihor, because Ihor tanked himself.
So Ihor is coming off that loss, 6 or 7 months ago.
Just screaming about a fight that happened 6 months ago, but
bro, honestly, I mean,
it
was. I'm glad we rewatched it. I think if you're a UFC fan, watch that fight. Ottiera
for sure.
And Bellotto.
Yes. Bobby Bellotto.
Unbelievable. I mean, literally both the guys get knocked out in some point in the fight.
Yeah.
Ihor, unfortunately, was the one that ultimately got knocked out, but we were all aboard, man. We were buying in. Dana White brought in somebody for his UFC debut. It wasn't even a contender series. They brought him from an outside league. Minus 170 opened up.
Craziness.
The Reddit fans were real upset.
Crazy.
Because, they don't do any research and just bet on all the favorites, and they get mad when they lose, and then
Animals.
threaten to kill their family.
Clip it. Put it on Reddit.
So, yeah, Robert Bryzchek
Stinks.
just kind of got dogged.
Yeah.
I think we had some sprinkles on some props by Ihor just because they were it was fun money.
Yeah.
Knockout and submission was like plus 1,600.
That was nice, and he's got 6 submissions and 9 knockouts.
Yeah,
like he's pretty even. Like the kid's pretty good. So
not only did we watch a good performance, it was his first bout that went the distance in the UFC. So Ihor gets his second win in the UFC. We win again. Now we're going to we're at the co-main fight. We're almost at the end of the show here. Then we're going to hand out the awards.
The awards of the night.
The
and
Oobs.
then, that'll be the inaugural freaking
That's a
review,
fucking
baby.
days of work, baby.
Yeah, the bicentennial. No, I gotta stop saying that one. That's just my favorite one to say. Bicentennial. It sounds so
every
official.
200 years.
This is why you guys haven't seen this, because we did it 200 years ago.
We do one episode every 200
Duh.
years. Like and subscribe.
Like,
co-main event. Another one that went quickly, 1 round. Our boy, 50K Dan Ige, bad nickname, not old.
Yeah.
Andre Feely, touchy-feely, bad nickname, not old.
Yeah.
Another fighter that we like, too.
Love Andre Feely, dude.
Dan Ige and Andre Feely are both really fun fighters.
Yeah.
I think we were really looking forward to a 3-round fight. But,
I mean,
what do we have?
Dan Ige, he's knocked dudes out, I guess. But for some reason, he's fought so many dogs that like I was like, there's no way that he knocks this dude out, because he would have, I don't know, some MMA math man.
Dan Ige?
Yeah. He's fought Calvin Cater, he fought, I think, Max maybe. He's fought dudes and gone the distance with all of them, So I was looking at And I thought Andre Fili was like, his stand-up was on that level, and I still think it is. You take one bad punch, like, it doesn't mean you're trash, but I really thought Andre Fili was gonna, he had a lot of, I think he had a lot of length and reach on him on Dan Ige, so you'd think that he was staying away.
He did. That's why I thought it wasn't gonna happen.
You'd think he was just teep, and like keep Dan away, but he ate a fucking left hand or right hand. And went straight to sleep. So
Dan Ige threw 11 strikes.
Yeah.
Got himself a win.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough.
Pretty good.
Very great fight and great performance by Dan Ige, but it's tough for me to sit here right now and say that I'm proud of myself because I put like $300 on. I put 150 on him to win and 150 on him by points. I just didn't think that knockouts were a thing anymore for that. For that 15 minutes of my life, I was like, no one's ever knocked out. Ever got knocked out before, which was just not true.